all been hurt at some point, even abandoned. Many of us have done the hurting ourselves. We get to the point where we don't trust anyone, nor do we feel worthy of being loved by anyone. Then there's that one person who just doesn't give up on loving you. Their love is unconditional. Their love stays long enough for you to heal. And then they promise to never leave. That's love you can count on. God's love.
Happy holidays to the Pick TV network! Oh. Keep watching Pick TV on Roku and the website Click and Play. The PickTVNetwork.com.
Thank you guys. I really, really appreciate this. So, I'm not really big on speeches, but let's have some cake. Come on. Woo!
Welcome home, soldier. Good to be home, sir.
Well, you put your life on the line for this country, and that's what makes you brave.
And the truth is, I just really wanted my battle buddies to get back home safely.
Hold on. Officer Clark here.
Hey.
Oh my God. You about to pop the question.
Hey, you. Come here.
How may I help you, sir?
Is this your vehicle?
Dad, no!
And I want to know, will you marry me?
Hey everybody, David Evans here from the Pick TV Network. I want to say hello to all of the people around the world once again. We're so happy to bring you a special presentation on the Pick TV Network. It is Hello America time, and we're going to be beaming this presentation in from New York with Patty, who is my sidekick host. Hey Patty, how you doing? It's New York time. New York is in the house once again.
Hey, Dr. David Evans. This is Patty from New York, and we are here tonight, and we're going to interview Bam. And we got good stuff. You know, we got really good stuff. This is real world.
Yeah.
You know, this is not funny. The homeless situation.
Right.
We're going to get right into it. You know, this is no joke.
Yeah.
This is no joke. There's no reason why anybody should live homeless. And so many of the homeless are also veterans, people who served our country to provide us our freedom, are living in tents on the street. There's no excuse. Dr.
Yeah.
David Evans, over to you.
Well, you've been on Hello America. You've been on our television show. We did over 67 shows on these subjects. Reconnecting the generation, the food desert, helping the homeless. And tonight is going to be another epic show. And guess who just popped in? We see King popped in down there from the movie industry. He just popped on the screen. So we're going to bring him on the set also from Hollywood, California. Director, actor, you know, just received something from the red carpet. We were just in the interview with him. He's going to be popping on. But let's get right into it. We have the one, the only, the great Bam is on with us for the first time. Hey, Bam, how you doing, man?
Well, sir, and Queen, hopefully you don't mind, Patty, if I refer to you as Queen. I use it respectfully, and I have to ask because frequently some sisters will say, don't call me Queen. It's very few, so I try not to just assume it's okay. But yeah, it's truly a pleasure to be here. And, you know, ironically, as you know, Patty and I have had some conversations in the clubhouse streets, and now I get a chance to see her beautiful face. And I'm excited to be here to talk very briefly about some of the work we're doing here in Los Angeles with our Help Bam, helpthem.com model. It's something that's one of our verticals. We do a lot of things with BAM. And for those that don't know, BAM is an acronym for BAM Advertising Movement. So our company is like Amazon. Amazon's a store. BAM is a mall. And something that's kind of unique about what we do is BAM actually gives most of our money back to the community. As little as 12% is what we use for operating costs, and up to 88% goes back to the community. So I'm really excited about some of the work that we do. So what questions do you have for me, Dr. David Evans?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for being on the PIC TV network on Hello America. I wanted you to talk about, BAM. We've been talking for 6 months, man, about you, your family, man. You have some beautiful daughters. Happy holidays to your daughters, to your family. Want to send a shout out to them. And you got somebody in my neck of the woods. I'm in DC. You better give her a shout out right now.
Well, hey, I am looking forward to getting back in the BAM mobile and driving out to the DMV. And next time I do the DMV, most definitely you and I have to sit down and just do some talking with some of the clergy that you have some relationships with. And also, I've been on a radio station, WLDC News, several times. And so while I'm in the area, I definitely want to go and visit the WLDC News family also with Carl Nelson. Ironically, I was on his show around April of 2020, and I talked about some of the resetting that could be done so that when we really address this COVID, which is now, we're going on 3 years in March. And ironically, I'm known as a visionary. I see things other people don't see. And I was right. And if you go back and listen to that show, which is on one of our websites, I'll give you that website. I was on point 100% of some of the recommendations there.
Wow. Go ahead, Patty.
There we go. Well, BAM, let's just get right into it. When did this start? Where did you start this mission with the homeless? Because tonight we're going to talk about the homeless situation. It's a real, it's raw, but we have to do something about it. There's no reason why this should be happening, especially when so many of these homeless, it doesn't matter if you're a veteran, but it bothers me that veterans in particular who served our country to give us our freedom are suffering under these circumstances too. But it's not limited to homeless. It's just, the numbers are just ridiculous. Where do we start? And over to you. Where did you start your mission?
10 years ago. It was 2012. In 2012, you all may recall the Occupy Wall Street, where people were the 99%ers were complaining about the 1%ers. And today, 10 years later, it's no longer the 1%ers. It's now the 0.75%ers. And so those are the wealthy people that are in America. There's some numbers that a lot of people don't know. For example, if I ask the question to the general public, how many billionaires are there in the world out of 8 billion people? And the numbers are usually way, way off. I'll give you the number according to Forbes. 2,755 billionaires in the entire world out of 8 billion people. And then if we say how many Black billionaires in the world, it's around 20 in the entire world. And so the disparity is out of control. This is very well documented. You can just go to Forbes or go to any search engine and ask how many billionaires, you'll get the number. How many Black billionaires, you'll get the number. And so for us, in 2012, we launched Operation Skid Row in 2012. So that was over 10 years ago. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, and Dr. Dave and Patty, I was threatened. My life was threatened in 2012. There's a small number of people that make a lot of money on the problems in the country and in the world. And the gentleman that threatened me in 2012 unfortunately, he has transitioned within the last 12 months. And so it's like, okay, now we'll go back and finish what we started in 2012. So there you have it.
Wow.
Well, first of all, I want to say what I just realized is that you said, unfortunately, somebody who threatened your life, you said, unfortunately, transitioned. Look what a good character you are. You still said, unfortunately, somebody who threatened your life. This is just amazing. I'm so happy and honored that you are doing this, and you're not stopping. There's no stopping. I want to know about the mayor. You mentioned the mayor just took her a new chair, and that's very exciting. This is Mayor Karen Bass, and you said she is standing by BAM and your mission to clean this up. Let us know a little bit more about what's going on.
All right. So Karen Bass, formerly Congresswoman Bass, formerly president of the Legislative Black Caucus. Man, Karen has so many hats she was wearing because she does so much. She was also the lead for criminal justice reform. And Karen has been to my house about 3 times, and she just had to walk around the corner to come to my house in Baldwin Hills. And we've had many meetings regarding, well, several regarding criminal justice reform, because that's something that we're also involved in. We have BAMReentry.com. I'll pop that one in the chat also. But we do a lot of social work because what we know is, and part of the drive for some of the work that I do is where I'm from. I'm from the hood. I was born and raised in Watts, one of the worst parts of Los Angeles. And one of the things that my brothers and I credit our mother for is making sure that her boys had every option that was available to us by being able to speak intelligently. All of us did relatively well in school. My brother, that's 1 year older than me, is a medical doctor. And our oldest brother has worked for the post office. He's retired now. But our oldest brother has 2 brothers. And he always talked about my oldest brother talked about being a doctor, lawyer, and entrepreneur. He has 2 younger brothers. One's a doctor, medical doctor, and one's an entrepreneur. So it's kind of unique. No matter where you're from, if someone's speaking the effects of what you can be, regardless of where you're from, the probability is very, very high. Something that I share also is, I know you asked me about Karen. I'll get to Karen in 2 more seconds. I share with young Black boys, especially, what the definition is of genius, because a lot of people don't know the definition. And the definition of genius, and my brothers and I are geniuses, and based on this definition, it's having an exceptional natural capacity of intellect, especially as shown in science, art, music, etc. My brothers and I, definitely geniuses from our hood. And not only are we geniuses, but we were protected by the bad boys in the hood. Like the movie Boys in the Hood, we are from the hood. I'm talking our homies are gangbangers, drug dealers, pimps, you name it. It's just amazing how our mother didn't choose our friends, but they knew when they were going left, they didn't even have to ask what the Franklin boys were going to do. They knew we were going to go right. But back to Karen Bass. Karen was actually on the short list to be the vice president of the United States of America. As Kamala Harris is from California, so too is Karen Bass. And I think it was either Karen or Kamala at the final 2 females that they were going to choose, and they chose Kamala. But I think Karen's going to do an amazing job here in Los Angeles. I'm very happy to call her an associate as well as a friend. I know Karen very well.
Wow. You know, it's amazing when we see you doing great things, man, out there in California, representing the city of angels. We talked about this today when we were talking, and let's get right into, again, like Patty was saying, on this segment of Hello America Pick TV Network about the homeless. You know, you have a desire to help them, and these pictures that we're showing you are real. They're not something out of a movie. These are real people on the streets of Washington, D.C., and also the streets of California. You'll see California, because you'll notice that you got the palm trees outside of some of these the palm trees will be. That's Washington, D.C. You'll see the palm trees. That's California. You look in the back of that. That's California right there. But it seems like there's more and more people who are becoming homeless. And I see King is on now too. I want King to chime in. The homeless situation is real. And Bam, what you out there doing, man, and helping people to get off the streets. And this is Los Angeles, California, right there. This people Skid Row right here. This is called Skid Row right here, folks. And again, this is Washington, D.C. Bam, when you see these pictures, I need you to talk about, because you're on the front line, you're out there. Can you just expound how, if everybody get involved, we can do something?
Well, interestingly, Dr. David, something that's interesting is Skid Row has been in existence over 100 years, okay? And one of the nonprofits that houses people that are having financial challenges recently celebrated their 103rd year, something like that. And so what's very unique about our movement is not to band-aid, our movement is not to help, our movement is to eradicate. Eradication is something that no one has done in these over 103 years or so. It's even more than that. And so what has happened is Los Angeles was what they call a sanctuary city. And what that means is back in Reaganomics, Reagan would actually get one-way tickets from the East Coast and send people to Skid Row, Los Angeles, via airplane or via bus, one-way ticket. Because in Los Angeles, California, unfortunately, you can live on these streets and not die during the winter because it's so cold. And so the unfortunate part is thousands upon thousands of people have been sent here. And now with the housing prices, so in regards to this situation, it's ironic. Some problems are not as complex as one try to make it to be. There are only 4 major contributing factors to the issue we're dealing with here in Los Angeles. Let me give you these 4. Number 1 is mental health, including giving up during the pandemic and the housing crisis in regards to inflation of prices, inflation also. There are people who just like, you know what, I'm giving up. And they'll just go and pitch a tent and on Skid Row. So mental health is number 1, and we know it, and we know how to address it in many of the ways, not using pharmaceuticals, by the way. I don't want to go too deep. The second is cash flow, and I use the term cash flow versus jobs. There are not enough jobs to go around, number 1. Number 2, there are people who have no interest in working a job. So cash flow, jobs and or entrepreneurship, very important. That's what we deal with BAM through our advertising model, BAM Advertising Movement. That's what BAM stands for. Number 3 is affordable housing. The average house, ladies and gentlemen, in Los Angeles is the average about $400,000. That's the average house price in Los Angeles. Can you imagine at $400K, how few people can really afford that on a minimum wage, or it's a little bit over a minimum wage? So it's getting really tough. And then number 4, so again, number 1, mental health. Number 2, cash flow. Number 3, affordable housing. Number 4 is very interesting, you all. Number 4 is nonprofit individualism. What does that look like? Go into the hoods across the country. What you will find are lots of churches. Most of those churches are doing very little together. And so what we are is a nonprofit funding collaborative. The money we get from the internet shopping goes back into the community. So it's a funding model that allows nonprofits to work together versus, with all due respect, going to corporate white America saying, we have these problems, give us money. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that has not solved the problem. And so, again, that's what we do. Our model is designed to be, quote unquote, holistic, collaborative, and long-term, where we will be eradicating the homeless issue.
Wow.
So any questions for me now? Then I'll explain exactly how our model works for the homeless. Go ahead.
You've been doing it, man, and we've been talking for the last 6 months. We've been trying to get here, and I said in God's time, this is something that we've been working on for almost 6 months. I want to bring Patty back up. Patty, in New York City, the one of the most powerful cities on the earth. Patty, is it the same way when you see these pictures, Patty? I know in DC we have problems, and I go down there and feed the homeless. And my good friend Pastor Jerome Bowie gets a truck and he fills it up with food and beverages and go down there and serve them during the summer and during the winter. And him and his wife wake up in the morning and fill up a truck and just feed the homeless. St. Stephen's Baptist Church, every Tuesday we give away food, produce. We connect with the Wonder Bread. So we have bread. We have connect with the food bank. We have the food bank, Trader Joe's. So we have tractor trailers with the food. Every Tuesday we give out. But the problem seems to be overwhelming us, Patty. And I want you to talk again for a minute. Then I'm going to bring on King before we go to a commercial break. So when you see this, Patty, this is Washington, D.C. This right there, that's Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. I've been down that street. I know that area right there. This is Skid Row, New York. I mean, in California. So when you see these images, Patty, are they foreign to you, or New York is?
Well, you know, New York has definitely has a share of homeless. I believe Skid Row is more because of the weather permitting. So that does seem more than here. I'd be lying if I say we have that length of a row. We don't have that, but we do have a significant amount of homeless. I'll be lying if I say we don't have homeless either. Our subway systems are flooded with homeless. The Penn Station is flooded with homeless, and the streets of New York, you do see homeless everywhere. Also, Austin, Texas. I've gone there a few times this year, and Austin, Texas is really a harsh situation with the homeless. But seeing those images of Skid Row, I gotta say, I don't think anything tops that, and there's just no excuse. So let's get right to the meat of it. What can we do? How can we help? Let us know. What can we do and how can we help? Bam, over to you.
Yeah, very good. So we appreciate those that feed, and that's been going on in Skid Row for years and years and years. And as I stated, it's time for eradication. And while we're eradicating the process, we do need people to continue to feed. And we really have some wonderful people that do that here consistently. And so to answer your question, when you go to helpbamhelpthem.com, again, that's www.helpbamhelpthem.com, you will find that we have 3 ways that you can collaborate with us. First of all, for all of the nonprofits, no matter where you are, you add a link to your website on your donation page to put our image on that donation page, and it's free. Costs you absolutely nothing to collaborate with us. And the beauty of the free model is when one of your parishioners goes to your website and they decide they want to advertise with us for the one-time fee of $199, your nonprofit gets 50% of that. So now you're now collaborating with other nonprofits. So that's the number one, and it's free. Number two, they're business owners, and over 244,000 businesses in downtown Los Angeles. That's where the Lakers play. That's where the Clippers play. The Kings play. Right down the road. It's just everything is here. As you know, we're Hollywood, you all. So for the business owners that want to advertise with us, it's a one-time fee of $199. And if you were referred by one of our homeless members, that we charge them nothing, it's free. That $99.50, half of it goes to the homeless person. Check out the numbers, you all. One advertiser per day that was referred to the advertiser by a homeless person that has a card that has their tracking ID on it, one a day is $36,000 a year. Two a day, they can now make 70,000, three, 100,000. So we're going to be changing lives. We're changing lives. We have the data at the bottom of the helpbam.com website. Just scroll down to the bottom and you'll see a spreadsheet. Here's what we say. We quote Max Holloway. Max Holloway says, women lie, love you ladies. Men lie, love you men. But numbers don't lie. We put the numbers out there so you can see the numbers for yourself. And then last but not least, so free, $199 for business owners. And then for the big game hunters, the high net worth individuals, what they do is they buy what we call a block. There are blocks upon blocks upon blocks on Skid Row. It's not just one road, by the way. So they buy a block, and it sounds like real estate, but what they're buying is an advertising block. That block is $24,000, which is 120 memberships. They take those memberships, and those are the sponsorships that allows us to sponsor anyone that is homeless, as long as they're referred to us by one of the nonprofits. So they've already done the vetting. Yes, they have a problem. They need some help. So our high net worth individuals are the 24K, and that 24K pays a 25% referral fee. So a business owner that's doing well, that wants to support the movement, buys a block, refers one of their friends to buy a block because they can afford it in Los Angeles. So they get 4 referrals, and they've gotten all of their money back, because 25% is $6,000. So it's all documented at Help Bam Help Them. Not only is it documented, there's also video. You can see a video of me when I was at the Downtown Women's Center recently. They just got a $15 million grant to house. There's 635 women and children on Skid Row. 635 women and children. The $15 million grant from the state of California is going to house 500 of those. All of those ladies, and all the ladies that are 18 and over, will be members of BAM. That'll be paid for by one of our sponsors. So 500 times $199. So we got a lot going on, you all, but it's very well documented at helpbamhelpthem.com. I'm Brian Franklin, and I approve that decision. I'm done speaking. Bam!
I love it. I love it. This is a man who's in great demand, doing great things. Bam, I love you, man. We were talking about doing this 6 months ago, and finally we're here. And you have a heart, man. When we come back from the commercial break, I'm going to bring King in from California. So he's going to talk about what he sees, what you see out there in California. We can bring Patty back on for our closing words. Then we'll go into set number 2. So watching Pick TV Network, folks, this is a special presentation. Pick TV Network, hello, America. This is only on the Pick TV Network, Pick TV Network original. Hello, America. We're here with Patty from New York. She is my co-host, Patty from New York. And Patty, we are so excited again to have another show, beaming it in from. It must be Patty. It must be something about Hollywood. We were just in Hollywood.
I'm telling you, we're still there. We're still there.
Patty, we were with King. This is an actor. He's up there chilling eating some hot dogs and hamburgers. And he didn't invite us, Patty. He didn't invite us to the party to eat. Look at the aftermath.
Oh, we were still celebrating though.
Your
King.
mic is off, King. Your mic is off, King.
Hey, welcome. Thank you for having me to the show. I'm super excited. I definitely want to talk to that young gentleman because, as you know, I'm also a veteran. And homelessness and how veterans are treated.
Patty, we're going to bring him in on after our commercial set. But Patty, it must be something about Hollywood. You know, New York is here, Washington, D.C.
Hollywood's vibing. There it is, right above our head. Hollywood is vibing.
We're going to have to get a plane ticket out there, Patty, because, you know, we try to come out there to Hollywood. Hollywood is like coming on Big TV Network more than we coming on, you know?
Hollywood's coming to us. Hollywood's coming to us. But I would love to hear a little bit more about Bam's story. Just like King's story, you know, was great. So I'm excited to hear the next segment. Thank you. Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. Folks, don't touch that dial. You watch the Pick TV Network special presentation, Hello America, from Washington, D.C. to New York to Hollywood, California. We'll be right back after this.
It's a beautiful fall evening. The sun is setting. The dog finally stopped barking. Life is good. But inside, there's trouble brewing, and Emma has no idea. Although she feels fine, like her father, Emma is one of the 67 million adults in the U.S. with high blood pressure or hypertension. Just like her radiator that's on the fritz, Emma's heart is working overtime to get the job done. Let's have a look. The heart is the pump in our bodies, delivering blood to the entire system through a set of pipes, or blood vessels of all sizes. Smoking, high cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, physical inactivity, family history, and increased age all contribute to these blood vessels, or our pipes, becoming less elastic. The more blood our heart has to pump through stiff, narrowing arteries, the higher our blood pressure. When the force of the blood against our artery walls is too high, life-threatening health problems can result. Problems like kidney disease, heart disease, stroke, even heart attack. Can Emma get her pressure down before it's too late?
Today we are making a film about subverting stereotypes in cinema when it comes to Black people and the portrayal of Black people in television and film.
For me, widening the screen is basically taking a look at life in the middle for Black people, a normalization of Black life to allow people to see themselves in Black life.
We're going to embrace the whole culture. You know, once we start seeing different avenues and different spectrums, I feel like the boundaries get pushed.
It's always great when the cast and when our crew is representative of us. It's mostly, you know, a Black crew.
As the producer of the film, I primarily was responsible for coordinating a lot of the crew and talent that we hired for the production, from director to DP and our editor. And this is the first time in my career of almost 20 years of producing film that I've seen that.
Hello, everybody. We're back here in Washington, D.C. with a brand new hot show on Hello America. Our special guest, we have, again, my co-host is Patty from New York. Washington, D.C. is here. And we're going to bring in Bam back in a few minutes. But we have King. King, you are on the set, man. This brother, award-winning director, author, our producer. Man, you took us on Hollywood's tour Friday, man. Took us on your award-winning celebration. Man, I'm going to want to celebrate you, man. And also with your brother, King, you got two Hollywoods in the building.
Yeah.
California's in the building, in D.C. and New York.
Well, I definitely want to connect with Mr. Brian Franklin for sure. I'm also a veteran, and your mission and the things that you're doing, I would love to be a part of that. I'm the best motivational speaker that the world hasn't heard yet, but they're about to. And your passion for the people, your passion for, because I go out there on every 17th with my friend Carlos. He goes out to Skid Row, and we also feed the homeless. So when you started talking about feeding the homeless, I'm like, wow, this is right up my alley. This is something that I do. When you talked about being a veteran, I'm like, I'm a veteran. I understand what it's like to serve my country. And then when I come back home, you know, the struggle is real. Just like I put in the chat, to even be a part of the HUD program, VASH program, the line is so long that you have to be homeless for a whole year, even just to get on the list, you know, to try to find a home, which is ridiculous. You know, we say we love our soldiers, but America, do we? I mean, some places only give a 10% discount. It takes forever to just get medical care. So these are real issues that we have to face. And I also love the fact that you touched on women homelessness, or, you know, homeless women veterans, because that gets swept under the rug, and how they have their children with them. And, you know, different things happen to people in certain situations, which is a cause and effect of people being molested, children being touched, people's mindset state being robbed of how they are because of their living conditions, and they're in fight or flight mode, you know, when they're living in these streets or when they're living in these situations. So however I can be a part of that, I would love to be a part of that. And when you started talking about, well, we're in LA, we got the Lakers, the Kings, and we got, you know, the Clippers. Well, I actually do security for the Lakers, Kings, and Clippers. I actually work at the crypto arena. So when you were saying these things, I was like, look at God. And then David came back and said, look at the timing of things.
Wow.
Wow. Schedules just never lined up. And then all of a sudden, yesterday, when I had a red carpet for winning Actor of the Year, I was able to take David on a journey of what it's like in the lifestyle of someone who's an award-winning director, an award-winning actor, take them to the red carpet, celebrate other people whose films got selected, because it's just not about me, it's about the craft, and it's about everyone. So I was able to take them on a magical journey of showcasing what it's like to be on the red carpet in Hollywood. So just the synergy and the timing was perfect alignment. And so now when you got on here, I was like, oh my God, he's whispering to my soul. He's speaking my brand to me. So however I can help with the band, I would love to. I'm excited to be a part of that. I'm excited to love on people, because the change starts with us and the things that we want to see. There's this thing that they say, you're only as strong as your weakest link. Well, in human beings, if we look at that, no disrespect to anyone that's homeless, because sometimes some people that are homeless have more peace than people that are wealthy. So let's not get the money portion confused. But what I am saying is, if we say the weakest link, basically, I look at it like this. Well, wouldn't that be homelessness? We're only as strong as our weakest link. So wouldn't that be something that we want to eradicate as human beings, so we can strengthen our chains, our bonds, and create the things that we want to see? Well, in order to get the changes we want, we have to address our weakest links, just like a business plan. During the SWOT report, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Well, as human beings, we have to eradicate the weakness of homelessness, because everyone should have the right to have a happy life. Everyone should have the right to go after their dreams peacefully. And mental health is important. So we need coaching, because in our community as African Americans, we've been taught, or we've been bamboozled or fooled to think that, you know, you're weak if you get coaching. But if you look at it, there's coaching in everything. In sports, there's coaching on the job. There's coaching in everything that you do. So when it comes to mental coaching to get you in a healthier place, why wouldn't you take the benefits of that? And I think we should do better with that, Mr. Bryan. So I can't wait to work with you.
King, can I respond to that?
Yes, sir. This is
King.
Bryan, when he said, and I want to bring me and you up for a second before I bring you up for him. Think about what he just said, Bam. Me and you've been working on this interview for almost 6 to 8 months.
Or more.
I called you and said, let's have this spotlight interview with you. Had to be sometime April. We got busy. Schedules went off. Then you said, I'm coming to DC. Then we said, we're going to shoot it then. Then we said, no, let's come back and we'll shoot it in the fall. We God's time. And I said, God's time. You said, is this the day? When we talked today, I said, yes. Now look what happened. Because me and you are on at this moment, at this very second, now we have King on. He would have missed it. Yeah. We had it back in April, Bam, and we had Patty on in New York. We would have missed it. This is the timing of God. So when I see Bam, me and you putting this together, man, and God like, wait a minute, let me get involved. He sets timing for everything. And I just want to say thank you, man, for just being patient. And I want you to shoot it off with King before we go into another segment, man. But all I know is God is good, man. And his time is the best time.
Amen. King, man, you said everything that I love to hear. And that is a desire to serve, serving, and your access, all the things that you do. My first wife is the director of American Film Institute at the highest level. And so there's some synergy there. I see you.
Wow. That's crazy.
She is actually chief resources. She's a C-level at AFI. Number one. Number two. I personally, on the ground, on Skid Row, first, third, and fifth Wednesdays of every month, I'll be there a day after tomorrow. You cannot miss me. I'm on 5th and San Pedro. The BAM mobile is parked outside, 5th and San Pedro. You cannot miss me. And our queen of Skid Row has been there almost 10 years. She has what's called the White House. And everything you said was on point. She has no interest in leaving. And because of the moratorium that's coming down like now, thanks to Karen Bass, our new mayor, no one's going to be allowed to pinch a tent on the sidewalks in the city of LA. And they don't want to criminalize homelessness and despair and the issues that come along with it. And so her name is Stephanie, right on the corner there. You can't miss her. And you can't miss this, a big white tent with a queen-size bed and a water bed inside her tent. But I said, Stephanie, we got to protect you so that you are the last person to go. And because of all the work that she does, she feeds every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And I'm talking first-class food, by the way. It's amazing. So she's an activist. She's a resource center. And so the goal is that we leave her tent forever because she does not want to be part of the system. So everything you said was on point, man. Thank you so much for all that you do.
I appreciate you. I asked a question with David earlier on the last show, and I love my country. I served my country for 10 years faithfully. But I had a question for America. And my question for America, who I love so much, is the flag a lie? Is the flag a lie, America? Because it claims to represent freedom, liberty, and justice for all races, Black included, homelessness included. See, there's different divisions of separation. So if there's different divisions of separation, is that all? Because last time I checked, I'm not the smartest person in the world. All means all. Not financial class, not color, not status, all. So my beautiful bride of America, who I love so much, when you told me liberty, freedom, and justice for all, did you really mean it? Because if you did, why haven't we eradicated these issues? In a relationship, there's going to be problems. I understand that. Nothing's perfect. But if we're able to identify the problem, baby, it's one thing to say knowledge is power. No, it's not. That's a lie. Knowledge is just knowledge. Because America, we know that we have a problem with homelessness. But to know something about it and to do something about it is two different things. So because we know we have this problem, America, when it comes to people who protected you, defended you, loved you, spilled blood for you, their children for you, a dad, a mom, we are the essence of America. So if we can go over there and put our lives on the line in foreign lands against people we've never met to protect you, my love America, who's protecting us when we come back home? Who's going to protect us?
Man, I'm telling you, this has been one of those special shows, and I want to thank Patty. It seems like every time we have a show, it's like God just like pour more and more blessings on us. I thought the last show we had was King was something that we're going to be talking about for years to come. But now, Patty, you've been on with me. You've been on so many major shows with us on Pick TV Network. How would you rate this one, Patty?
Well, what could I say? You know, it's across the board, 5 stars, a 10, 100%, whatever you want to call it. It's a winner. It's a winner. But I do want to know what time is that van going to be there? What time? Because I want to share with people that, you know, can also assist. And if time allows, I would love to hear, going back to 2012, what was that moment that you said, you know what, the heck with this, I am doing this. What is your story with that?
Yeah, in 2012, when my life was threatened by a young man who was doing work on Skid Row, he wanted to be the person that, let's say, solved the problem. And so he didn't have the spirit of all hands on deck. His was, look what I'm doing. So it was a selfish movement. And so I'm from the hood. You don't threaten people from the hood and walk away from that if you really are down with what really goes down in the hood. I'm from the worst part of LA. And so I would have handled that myself or put the boys on him, but I did neither. I just said, I'm out for now, and another opportunity to serve will come. And now we're here. And so it's a big issue. We're going to eradicate. That's the word. And we appreciate all of those who feed, all of those that serve. Skid Row is going away. And let me say this with you, King. There's going to be over $5 billion spent on the process, and of those billions, hundreds of millions of those are going to go to people like you, speaking life into those who need it. It's going to be millions, hundreds of millions. Les Brown is one of our clients, and not only a client, we hired him to be our spokesperson in 2008. And we were on Clubhouse a few months ago. So let's go. You got to be hungry.
Come on.
So Brian, watch this. Dave, watch this. He talked about synergy, right? So I'm good friends with Les Brown. Les Brown's son, John Leslie, actually wrote the foreword to my book, A War on Friendly Grounds. And so I was the soldier that was wrongfully assaulted by the police in the military uniform, by the same officer who assaulted the young lady at Spring Valley High School. So when you said that you took that death threat and you said, you know what, I'm from the hood, I could have did something about it, but I chose otherwise.
Yes.
So I got wrongfully assaulted by the police, and I was on Jake Tapper, 6 o'clock, CNN News, and he said, hey, if you saw the officer again, what would you say? I said I would forgive him, right? Because he assaulted me and my ex-wife. And I gave out my phone number on national television. You know how many death threats I received?
Wow.
Tried to turn me against my country to say, hey, we're riding your name to make me a terrorist, or try to send me a sexual picture to make me a pedophile. And I was angry. I was mad. I was full of rage, right? But what I understood was that a book and a movie would outlast a bullet. So when you set in your piece at such a time like this is why you've been elevated to be doing what you're doing. See, you allowed all that hate and all that pain to become your motivation to your automobile of success. And that's how you created the platform for BAM. And that's how I am on David's show right now with Pick TV, being in this position, because I displayed emotional intelligence in the midst of my storm.
Wow. And that's what we need today before we close out this segment. Patty, I'm gonna have to bring them to Washington D.C., Patty. So let me just change this background.
I mean, King is proof. Right. The pain is in the power. The pain is the power is in the pain, rather. And he just made a lemonade out of lemons. I'm tongue twisted. I'm excited, but it's beautiful to see this movement just blossom, and the synergy is just crazy. The timing couldn't have been better. I mean, come on, Dr. David, right here on the PIC TV network. Nobody's stopping us, and that's the part that I love. Back to you, Dr. David.
A lot of people know before we close, we're going into the next studio segment. We're going to bring them back on. Patty, you're fighting for a person who's in prison, who was wrongfully judged. We had a show on him.
Yep.
We talked about that. We're still
working on it.
We're still working on that. My godson, Raymond Carter, he's been in it for 24 years. It's a whole bunch of people who's trying to fight for their life. And I thank God that we do have a platform on PIC TV Network. We can tell the truth and not be censored and cut out of our programs. I'm so happy again. King, you was on our first set. We're going to bring you back on the next set, King, and also Bam. Thank you for coming on. We're going to go into set number 2. Patty, before they leave today, another historical moment on the PIC TV Network.
Yeah, well, let's do this. And I want to, again, all the viewers, go to helpbamhelpthem.com. Helpbamhelpthem.com and make a difference. Okay? Yeah. So stay with us. Back to you, Dr. David.
No, thank you. There you go. Helpbamhelpthem.com. And I want to thank Bam for coming on again. The timing was amazing to have King on and Bam on at the same time. These brothers are already from Hollywood, California. To have them on at the same time was just the timing of God. Happy holidays, everybody, from the PIC TV Network. Don't forget to support what we're doing on the PIC TV Network. All you have to do right above that beautiful, beautiful picture of Patty is the PIC TV Network information. You'll see it right there. That's right. Scan that QR code, PIC TV Network, so you can be a part of what we're doing on the network to help us to grow and expand and to help people. This has been an amazing show on the PIC TV Network. Want to thank everybody for coming in once again. Thank my brother, Brian Franklin. Bam. Thank you, Bam. Thank you, King. Thank you, King. We're going to bring you guys in on the next session. PIC TV Network. We're so happy for everybody watching. Continue to support what we're doing. And let's continue to work together to make the world a better place. My name is David Evans, your president of PIC TV Network, leaving you with some smiles and encouragement until we meet again. God bless you. May heaven smile upon you is our prayer. Thank you.
Yeah, hey, everybody. This is Marty Mangello at the United States Presidential Service Center, coming to you from having served 6 presidents now. And Dr. David Evans is doing a fantastic job with the PIC TV Network. Be sure to check out all the offerings on PIC TV. Go crazy, hit up about 10, 20, 30, 40 channels. The more support, the more watching, the more it grows, the better it does. And it is doing good, isn't it? It's a great thing that we all need more of in this world. Thank you so much. And don't forget, think PIC TV.
Hi, how are you? This is Patty with the PIC TV Network. And I want to ask you a question. Do you believe in miracles? I do. And guess what? So does Project Smiles. We have created so many miracles last year and continue to create miracles as the season comes around with the holidays. We are asking you to please give a gift from the heart, only from the heart, and pay it forward with a miracle. I do want to share a testimony of my miracle. I received a car. It was a gift. It was a great gift. It was so well received. And my friend, it wasn't a family member, it was a friend who was so generous that gave it to me. She represents gratitude. She's a person of gratitude, and she reminds me to be grateful. She sees the good in paying it forward, And she also is always giving straight from her heart. So again, I just want to share that miracles happen every day, and you could be a part of that. You could not only be a receiver of a miracle like me, but also be a giver of a miracle as well as me. Here at the PIC TV Network, we're all about love and compassion and helping each other rise up. So again, Project Smiles for the PIC TV Network.
This is big. I want everyone to download the PIC TV Network on your Roku search bar. My brother David Evans is growing PIC TV fans, and I want us to help my brother blow up PIC TV. Boom!
Everybody, you made it to the end of another show on the PIC TV Network. We got some exciting things we're going to be doing in 2023. It's going to be big, folks. And don't forget to go to our watch our global celebration on New Year's night. You're going to hear from all the managers. Patty from New York, Michelle Cox from Atlanta, Georgia, Sean, all of the managers. We're going to go all the way to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. All of our managers, Burke from Toronto, Canada, Lady of Wisdom down in Mississippi. It's so many managers you're going to meet on the PIC TV Network for our global celebration on our New Year's night. This is David Evans. Keep watching PIC TV and tell somebody. We're doing some big things here.
Bro, Timmy, man, I'm popping with good vibes because the PIC TV Network is on Roku with free channels. I want everybody to help my bro, David Evans, and PIC. Get it? Love. Y'all, it's your boy, Ro Timmy, man. I'm popping with good vibes because the PIC TV Network is on Roku with free channels. I want everybody to help my bro, David Evans, and PIC. Get it? Love.